that runs buildings from a distance. We have a mechanic, we have a truck driver, we have all kinds, we come from all different disciplines. And this week, the people that I work with are usually really high users of police and fire services, right? They come from pretty dynamic backgrounds, but there's always this underlying common thing. And that is they're always calling police and fire to help them do things, to help them solve their problems, to help them with their medicines, do whatever. So my beat partner is actually a firefighter. And he and I have the cases that nobody can do anything with. Nobody can, there's no immediate quick resolution to their problems. So he and I take these people and we usually work with them for a very long time. The other thing is they make great victims of crime. So this week I sat in on an involuntary hospitalization for someone who has substance abuse and addiction. He's overdosed 17 times. How he's still here is beyond me. I'm the kind of person that, will probably choke to death on a gumball one day. But this guy has survived 17 heroin overdoses. It's a lot. I'm working with another individual who has all kinds of disabilities, but he can do many, many things for himself. So this week I'm sitting there and I keep thinking, ever since you asked me to do this, what in the world can I give to this diverse group of people who have interests from all walks of life? What can I do to give them something to think about, to give them something to ponder as they go through their Beachbody team building process, and what can I offer them? And I'm sitting there as we go through all of these, doctor's appointments with people, and we're building a case with these people. And one thing I realize is that they have doctor upon doctor upon doctor, but there's never any kind of health and fitness component added in to anybody. The solution always seems to be, let's give a pill. Let's give a pill. Let's change medicine. Let's give a pill. I never once this week from any occupational therapist, there was no mention of that. There was no mention of any kind of fitness, outdoor activity, nothing. And I was like, you know what? There it is. We have a truck driver who spends hours in the truck. We have, I know you can take your work wherever you need to take it, but by and large, our work is inside. But we all have this one thing, and that's physical fitness that draws us outside of our day, and that gives us our physical outlet. So I put together something for us to think about as we are posting our invites and we're putting, Beachbody out there to people, and why it should be, physical fitness should be number one on their priority list. So I put this slide presentation together, not to be an expert in 15 or 20 minutes on the subject and make any major changes here, but something to think about, the next time you go to the doctor, or the next time, a friend of yours goes to the doctor for something. Are we, as a society, are we putting physical fitness last? And I think we are. I went through and I picked a couple of slides and some information that I'm happy to share. And if you want the full source list, I can give that to you so that you can read the rest of it. But I put some stuff together that I think will help give us something to think about and consider when we're putting our invites out there, especially for mental health and obesity and those kinds of things. And I don't know where my share button is. I'm trying to find it. Is it under more?
Are you on a computer or a?
I'm on an iPad.
iPad, I'm not sure.
Oh, I found it.
Okay.
Okay, Google Drive, I hope. Okay, give me just a minute. If not, I'll just tell it to you all.
Yeah, we're not seeing it yet.
Not it. Okay. I have my slides right there.
So when you
you know what? Here we go.
Yeah.
Did you see it? Did you see
No,
that?
no. Normally you click on share and then it'll say, what do you want to share? And then you click on your slides and then whatever, share the share button.
Oh, well, I'm pretty proud of it too.
When you hit share screen, what do
Okay,
you
well,
see?
If you want to send the link to me, I can share it. Do you have the
let's
link?
do that.
Do you have the link to the thing that you can
Um,
put in the chat or something?
Yeah. Okay, Greg. Add people or groups. I don't know. I hit share on my Google presentation and it says add people or groups. So what do I give them, Greg?
Oh, I think that's asking for an email address. You can say gregarmfield@gmail.com.
Okay, you should get it.
All right, let me look. Got
This
it.
this is the first one of these that I've ever done. Historically, we always use PowerPoint at work, and when I teach, I use PowerPoint. But I wanted to up my game for Greg, and now I just
We appreciate that,
I'm really good at my job, but anything with a button on it, like a computer, it's just not my thing.
All
So
right.
this is the first Google slide presentation that I've ever done, and I just labeled it physical health and mental health. And I absolutely believe that these go hand in hand. I know that if after a few days I haven't had time to work out, I am a crazy person. I'm a nasty, mean person. I'm not a pleasant human being to be around. And my body just gets attitude. I don't know. I'm so used to that physical exertion. I'm a runner. I like to run until things don't bother me anymore. I think it's just a way that I've had to cope with, bearing parents, the stress of just life in general. That's always been the outlet for me. And I teach physical fitness at the police department. I write physical fitness programs because I believe that the mental stress that we go through and that every single one of us have in life, I think that if we have an outlet to go to, it is so much better for us than, a bourbon now I'm not going to criticize bourbon because bourbon. But we need that physical outlet. I think we need that physical exertion. But outside of work, there's a whole other side of me that, most people don't know about. I'm not as knife hand, and I don't eat, sleep, and breathe police outside of my work. If you go inside my house, you'll see that there's nothing here that even indicates that. Letters and awards and things like that are put away. I like to cook. I like to live the life that I preach. I like to live the life that I display on Instagram. It's not just a show. And I really believe that physical fitness absolutely has an effect on our mental health. And this is what I found. I don't know, Greg, can you move the slide or can I?
I can do it for you. Just let me know.
Yeah, if you would go to the next one.
Sure.
So when I started looking at this, I didn't want to get into, some heavy mental illnesses and things like that, but the generalized things that as everyday Americans, we have over 20% of Americans have in some kind of anxiety disorder. 8% of those are depression. You can see here 21% of all of us have some kind of mental illness diagnosis. And 3.8% will experience a co-occurring substance abuse disorder. So what I take from that is there's a lot of this going on. Chances are, out of all of us here that are on Zoom today, there's a couple lurking in there. There's a couple of these in there. So are we dealing with those very well because we're all very active, we're all very fit, we're all living this healthy life with these healthy influencers around us? And I think That's very important, but it's not readily available to everyone. Look at this very last one. $1 trillion is what depression and anxiety cost the world total in 1 year. $1 trillion. And then Beachbody is what boils down to what, $10 a month for an annual subscription. I can tell you the general medication is way more than that. And I know we can't fix everything with Beachbody, but let's look at this. If you go to the next slide, we rank 12th in the world in obesity. The United States ranks 12th in the world. That is tremendous. One thing that I found and it's on the next slide, one thing that I found is that since 2008, the obesity percentage in the United States is over 40%, and that has increased 26% since 2008. I think when statistics come out next year from the shutdown from 2020, I really think that number is just going to go absolutely through the roof.
I'm surprised we're not number one
for
obesity.
Well, so was I. So when I started looking at the numbers, there were several, some of the countries that were ahead of us kind of surprised me a little bit. I thought they would be more some of the European countries, but they're not. France is very, very far down the list. The Netherlands are very far down the list. I think Thailand was the very last. I think that one ranks 168 in the country, in the world. And they have a very lean diet.
Like what is the top ones? Like the UK?
No.
Yeah.
The top ones were some of the Arabic countries.
Really? Okay.
So I learned a lot putting this together. So, we have 2 highly effective nutritional programs that are included in Beachbody, and they work. I mean, you pick the one that you like the most. I don't like 2B mindset just because I'm not a volume eater kind of person. I don't want to eat. I need structure. I need that little container. It's easier for me, for my brain.
Same here.
Yeah, it's easier for my brain to process to have that little container as opposed to a plate full of vegetables. I can't ration that. I need to know this is it. This is what you get. But we have 2 very effective programs that have, if you look at the Beachbody percentages, and total number of people, they're in the millions that the 21-day or ultimate portion fix has helped. So we can really use that to offset this, I think, to put an emphasis on weight in our society and how we present some of our programs. I think that was remarkable when I saw that we were 12th. And if you'll look at the next slide, Greg, it should be a percentage. 42.4% is the obesity rate in the United States, and it's gone up 26%. And I think that's going to, like I said, I think that's going to be even higher next year, or maybe in the next 2 to 3 years, whenever rates are brought out for 2020, because people had nowhere to go. They had no outlet. They hadn't, they were stuck at home unless they were like us and we had Beachbody or some outlet that we could do inside the house. Most people were restricted from, even going to walk in the malls. My little elderly grandparents from Liverpool would go walk in the mall, and they could no longer do that. So lots of physical activity were restricted that last year. And I don't know about where you guys are, but where we are, everybody wanted, our governor and health officials, they wanted us to support the restaurants and order out, go order out and go eat big. And
right.
That's dangerous. But people did that.
And also, I think it's a big part that people were just, stuck at home. They didn't have to go to work. They didn't have to go to church or anything like that. Right. So who's going to see them? right? Who's going to see that they've gained 10 pounds or whatever?
And I mean, really, did anybody wear pants last year? I mean, like legit.
I still don't wear pants.
Do people wear jeans? I know lots of my friends are like, holy shit, I put on my jeans and I should have put them on a year ago, because they were, they're homeschooling, they're staying at home, they can't get to their gym, they're not doing their daily life. And I think this number is absolutely going to go through the roof. Is anybody surprised by this number? That it's this high, Brent? No.
Not really.
No, I can guarantee you at the checkout aisle at our Kroger, there is not the bananas and the apples and the oranges. It's the last minute kid is starving and you grab the potato chips and the suckers and the pop and the Cokes and all of that. It is the easy thing in our society to just grab the junk.
Go through the drive-through.
Go through the drive-through.
That or all the processed, fast food that we put in the oven, the dinners that we just put in with all the preservatives and everything else, not the whole foods as well. So
I think he's exactly right. It's all of it, and it looks so healthy, and they put they make the packaging look like it's so healthy. But then when you look at the label, added a slide on nutrition labels, but I kind of thought everybody would at least know or would know how to do that. But how to figure out the teaspoons of sugar in something. Does anybody know how to do that?
Out of what?
How to figure out the teaspoons of sugar that's in something?
Is it like 1 gram?
16 grams, right?
You divide the number by 4, and that'll give you how many spoons of sugar is in something. Like if it's 12 grams of sugar in a serving, that's 3 teaspoons of sugar that you're literally eating.
Wow.
Now, that's how, and this is the same with sodium. Those meals look so great, and they're not bad. They're decent, but they're packaged to look healthy, and they're not. Those little healthy choice meals are full of sugar and full, and they're not high in fat content, but they're full of sugar and they're full of sodium. But they're even labeled healthy choice. They're even packaged so that the packaging on them looks good. It's clean. It's like, if you eat me, you're going to look like this. You're going to be, it's very deceptive, I think. But we have this. I thought you all would be interested to see that number, and how I think that's a pretty big number. It was very sobering to see that number. And now back where I come from in Southern Kentucky, there are lots of farms and there's lots of produce and things like that. People grow their own food, but they're also frying it. It is universal. It's one of those things that's, it's not any place in particular. We do it all over the place. If you would hit to the next slide, Greg. So I want to finish it up with Beachbody is giving us a tool with home fitness. It is affordable home fitness. It is affordable supplements that, we aren't getting in our day-to-day food selections and food choices. It's Beachbody. We have something readily available that is super easy to put out there. And in that we can talk about how much this helps us get through our very stressful days. I mean, Tom, it's not uncommon for you to put in 12, 15-hour days, right?
Not at all.
Not at all. And I would venture to say that some of those days are pretty labor intensive.
Yep. A lot of running around, but yeah.
Brain intensive.
Sure.
You're working your brain. Brent, same thing. Tom, Greg, I'm sure your brain hurts at the end of the day. Connie,
just reading my text.
Is Connie on?
No.
Driving the truck has to hurt her body.
Yeah.
I can imagine. I'm telling you, I would not do well driving a truck, because I would think myself into some sheer craziness by the time I got from point A to point B.
I hate just driving my car on long trips, being in the car for, 4 or 5 hours. I'm like ready to go crazy. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know how she does it.
Right. So it's, we have a tool that we can use to reach out to almost half of our population for some, whether it's stress reduction and our mental health and getting a release from the day-to-day stresses of life. We have a tool that can teach us how to eat better. And if you notice, there's a lot of Pinterest programs that can talk about how to use stores like Aldi. I'm not a fan of Walmart, but Aldi, Walmart, Kroger, how to budget and make those food purchases cheaper, better. So there's so many tools out there that we can use when we're starting to post that I think we can target more people. It is not that much more expensive to eat healthy than it is to just eat by convenience. I've even considered showing my shopping receipt from Aldi, where I have bought, just my weekly vegetables, fruits, and proteins and things like that, to show that this is absolutely affordable. It's a whole lot more affordable than, a $10, $12 sub sandwich, or whatever that looks really healthy and advertises healthy. I think there was even a diet about it not too long ago with the Subway diet.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
Jared.
Yeah. Jared didn't do too well for Subway.
Yeah, that diet went down.
Say next Jared, but people still remember that, daily special. And I have nothing against Subway, but that was a thing. That was a fast food diet, and you could eat at Subway for, down here it's probably $10, $12 for a meal. I haven't been in one in years, but that's 2 packs of chicken breasts from Aldi's. That's 3 meals at one time, as opposed to just one. So we have a very valuable tool. If we think outside the box and just, join my team, and we should do that. But if we think outside the box on all of these things and how little physical fitness is actually prescribed, the top 3, prescriptions for weight loss and mental health, we go to a pill or we go to something other than physical fitness. I've seen it all week, and I started to think about it, and I was like, at no point has anybody ever offered this one particular guy I'm working with to help. At no point has anybody interjected any kind of physical fitness or social outings or anything like that for him. Everybody wants to treat him with a pill. But yet, how about a walk at the park once a day for 20 minutes? That is, I think, could do amazing things. But we've gotten away from physical fitness and health, and we've substituted all of these other artificial things in place of it. So that's just what I have for you guys to think about this week and over the next couple of days. And
Hey, Kristie, I got a question.
yes.
So are you able to help this guy like with fitness, or are you able to provide that kind of support for him?
No, he has many obstacles that would get in the way, but I do think he could benefit from physical fitness by maybe an occupational therapist, maybe something like that, but no, not through me. He has some significant disabilities that would not, and he's extremely income restricted. But just in thinking about it, he has access to people in those fields like occupational health that could do those things.
Right.
It would need to come from a medical perspective or more controlled environment than Beachbody. With this one in particular, some I could, but for him, he could go take a walk for 20, 30 minutes, outside. Nobody's offered to do that. Don't know why. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. His caregiver could do that. But those simple things like that, I've noticed, are starting to go by the wayside. So let's give a prescription to calm him down. Let's give him a prescription for this, or let's give him a prescription for that, rather than why not a simple walk? Are we getting so far away from that those common sense things? We all need an outlet. Like I said, if I didn't work out, I can't imagine how my life would be if I didn't have this, if I didn't have watching my kids go play soccer and swim and things like that. If I didn't have that outlet in my life, I can't imagine. But we've gotten away, and he's not the only one. There are many like that it's just something that I really started to think about this week. And it occurred to me, this guy could go bowling. That's physical activity. He could go bowling with a group of, like peers, but we're not doing that anymore. And why aren't we doing that anymore? It's just something to think about. I found it to be a little bit profound the more I started to think about it, and really notice that we're not pushing those things. It's been, I don't know if that's even has anybody ever been asked by a doctor when you've gone to your physical, how many hours of exercise do you get a week?
Actually, my doctor kind of enjoys seeing me come in because he knows I do beach body. And he goes, when you come in for your yearly physical, I always learn something from you about working out and nutrition or what you're doing and how that's helping you. So
Line them up.
yep. Well, I've asked him. I guess his wife is already doing beach body through somebody else. So,
Yeah. My doctor was surprised because when I had lost the weight, right, the 40 pounds, he was like, so yeah, you should work out like, 3 times a week. How many times are you working out? I said 6. He's like, well, how long are you working out? I'm like, an hour to an hour and a half. He's like, oh, wow. He didn't have anything else to say.
Yeah.
So I wonder what happens when the answer to that is no. No, I don't work out. No, I don't do this. No, I don't. Nope, nope, nope. I eat every meal from the drive-through. Then I wonder, because mine is the same way, like you, Brent, he's not, we have to have a yearly physical for my work. And
then they tell you to do some walking. Just walk 30 minutes a day.
walk.
That's what they say. Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it's just something for us all to think about when we're doing our posts and things like that. How much farther out could we take it? Is there something out there? How Beachbody maybe gets you through your day or helps you deal with the stress of your day-to-day job? We all have different jobs, but I thought it might be something for everybody to think about. And that is about all I have for mine. I thank you all for listening.
I thought you had some more slides. Do you not want to go through those?
I think I did them all, don't I?
You have this one.
Yeah, I cover that, but yeah, we do. And this is my
Okay.
contact. You're always welcome to reach out to me by email or text.
Gotcha.
I didn't put those images in there. I didn't know how. They came stock photos. I
Gotcha.
can't take credit for the pictures. But that information came from NAMI.org. And then there were the NIH, and there were a couple of others. If you want the PowerPoint or the references, I can send them to you.
Yeah,
Yep.
thank you very
Oh,
much.
thank you all.
Yeah, great job. Very professional, PDF or PowerPoint or whatever it was.
Right. Okay, I'm tired. I've done all I'm going to do today,
All right.
except for off the wall. I'll do that.
What's off? Why do you do off the wall? You don't have it mounted? What's that?
I finished 9 week with the contraption.
Yeah, and now you do it without the contraption?
The contraption drove me crazy.
Really?
It did, because I had to put it on the other side of the door. So whenever I transitioned from weights or the step or whatever, I had to leave the room, close the door, go back, do what I wanted, then come back in the room and do another move and then go back out. And it drove me insane.
Yeah.
It was too much transition.
Okay.
How do you like the difference, or besides the transition, just the workout in general, how do you like off the wall compared to the one with the track, the actual workout itself?
Oh,
Do you still get the ball? Like, or is there no ball either?
No, there's no ball in Off the Wall. Because she even makes several references about the ball
Yeah,
for
I
some
hate
of
the
the
damn
ab
ball.
workout. She's like, now you could get a deeper stretch if you had the ball.
Oh,
You know, I'm like, if we weren't doing this, you could have done it the other way. She
right.
gets a little jab in there.
Mm.
But I like Off the Wall. It moves a little easier for me than having to go outside of the room and then back in, and there's no adjusting and things like that. But that track is a good workout.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
it is.
Yeah.
I like the track. I just hate moving it around. Like, you know, I would rather
Yeah.
just like, let's just leave it at the top or leave it at the bottom, right? It's just like, you know.
Yeah. And your comment about the ball, I finally got to do that curtsy with a ball with weights today.
Yeah,
I'm coordinating.
right. I start with the ball and then the ball goes rolling across the room and I'm like, fuck the ball.
Yeah.
So I'm on this, you know, you're on the step and you got to wait. You got this and you got that. And you got to remember. And it's just, it's a lot. It's a lot. And it felt like I had to slow down. So I like Off the Wall because you don't have all of those different things to incorporate. So they each have their pluses. I love them both. Now I moved my workout room upstairs, so I don't have to go in and out a door now. So I may go back and do 9-week again. But it's a good program. It's a very good program either way.
It is, yeah. I liked it. Other than the couple things. So what else is going on this week? You guys saw the canceled summit, but summit's going to be virtual.
Yes.
I got a notice from the Hudgens that they're talking about doing a summit plan B in Florida. If anybody's interested in going to Florida during summit, I don't have.
Monique and I were just talking about that last night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard specifics on what they're doing?
I hadn't really. I don't know if you did, Monique. I mean, I think Monique was kind of confused. Like, is it canceled? It's not canceled. They're posting about, going to Florida. I was like, they're doing their own thing.
Yeah, it's our upline. And she said, do you have anyone on your team that would be interested in going to Florida? I'm like, I have no idea. I can certainly post about it if you want to give me information. But she wasn't like, sharing specifics. So I assume everyone would have to get their own hotel and pay their own airfare and stuff, but maybe they're going to do some rent a space, for some training or for a party or something. I don't know what,
She did post yesterday about renting out several blocks of rooms at a
discount.
And she had talked about.
You could do one in New York. I get you free rooms.
Yeah, there you go. Except no one wants to go to New York, Tom.
I know. That's why I could give you free rooms.
Right.
She booked it at Miramar Beach, Florida, this says.
Okay. Miramar Beach, Florida.
Miramar Beach. And looks like she has a couple blocks of rooms. But it's about $2-something a night, this says.
Okay.
Oh, one's $475 a night. It
probably depends on the room, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think if I'm going to do a trip, I want to do like a vacation.
Yeah.
I haven't done one in like 2 years, So anything else going on this week? When is our next webinar, Tom?
I don't know. We should definitely schedule one. I think our sneak peek, was a kind of small group, but I think it went well.
It did, yeah. I think it was good. When did we do that? That was in March?
It was, yeah, 2 weeks ago, was it?
Okay. Beginning of March. So let's plan like maybe the beginning of April. We'll do a webinar. That.
Let's see, where are we? Today's what, the 20th? Want to do like the first week in
Yeah.
April?
What's that?
Stick to the Thursdays.
Sure.
That would be the first Thursday in March is the 8th.
Oh,
April the 8th.
Fool's Day. Yeah, we can do it.
Oh, April 1st. That's right. No, the second Thursday is the 8th.
So yeah, sure. That's like almost 2 weeks away. Yeah. Sounds good.
Plan on that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
Invite people.
Yeah, it's important to
Easy.
invite.
We should talk about, you look at the webinar that we were discussing, who Erica Hewitt did. I didn't really get to watch it, but I know you guys, everybody that did said they did a nice job on that. Kind of shortened it a little bit.
They did, yeah. We can certainly look at it and see if we want to take some ideas or slides or whatever. We should probably start talking about the PC program too, right? That starts in May, right?
Yeah, it's coming up.
So I don't know. I guess it doesn't make sense to tell people they could be a PC, but then they can't do it for a month, right?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really. I still say just discount coach. I think to them it's going to be kind of transparent, except when it starts, they don't have to put in a social security number, which I think does kind of turn some people off.
Yeah, I think it'll be great for us when it launches, and because we can promote that, and there are probably a lot of customers that we have already that are not interested in being a discount coach, right? Because we've offered that to them a lot and they were never interested, but they'd probably be very interested in getting a discount and becoming we used to have a club member. Remember that? We used to have, they call them club members, and they would become a Bean Beach Body Club member, and you could get 10% off. Yeah. Well, now you can get more, right? You get 25% off. So I think a lot of people would be interested in that.
And going back to what you were saying about the food, costs of eating healthy, when you compare the cost of Shakeology, especially with the discount, I mean, for me, it's a shake is even, I think full price would be cheaper than what it cost me to buy lunch, at work in the city.
Yeah.
Oh, and they're launching salted caramel Shakeology. I guess it's a permanent fixture on the flavor list.
Is it?
I thought it was just seasonal.
Yeah.
It came, I have to go back. I thought it was going to be in the permanent rotation, but I haven't had it. I don't know how good
that'd be awesome. It'd be awesome if they did.
It didn't go over very well. It wasn't great, but they say they improved the flavor.
I have to go
I'm
back.
not a salted caramel fan in general, but I tried it just to try it. I mean, I wasn't overly impressed with it, but I hear they made it better. So I liked it with the chocolate. I mixed it with chocolate recover. It was pretty good. But
remember the greenberry? They would reformulate that thing every year, to make it better.
No, I still have people that complain that they missed that they don't make it anymore.
I know some people really liked it, but it was too small of a percentage, so they canceled it.
Smart move. Smart move. I remember that's the first thing I ever tried when they first came out with Shakeology was greenberry, and I tasted that. It was like, I don't know if I ever want to buy this stuff again. I mean,
no, right? You'd be like, I'll live without it, right?
Yeah. Then they came out with chocolate.
Yeah,
they didn't have chocolate, but they had greenberry before they had chocolate.
I'm sorry, what was that?
They had greenberry before they had chocolate.
Yeah.
Really?
If I remember correctly, yes. And it was
when I started, they had both. They had chocolate and greenberry. Those were the only two. The only two.
Okay.
Yeah. but I don't know which one they came out with first.
I
Nice.
came on board. They had a lot. They had all the flavors when I got started, pretty much.
Right.
They didn't do the seasonals. The seasonals were a new thing.
All right. Well, I'll let you guys go. Thank you again, Kristie. Great job. Appreciate it.
Mhm.
And oh, Chris is finally done giving blood. Look there.
Giving blood. No, my blood was taken.
Oh, forcefully taken.
It voluntarily taken. You'll
Well,
make
if I want to function with my thyroid, I needed it to get done. So
All right. And I got my second vaccine shot, so I'm feeling good. So I'll probably take your advice, Tom, Kristie. I'll go work out today. I got my last workout for 9-week Control Freak to do.
Yes.
oh yay!
Hey, you'll be
I
fine.
am
And then I got to decide, what do I do next? Do I want to do another round or do something different? Go back to lift more. I don't know.
You could always try off the wall.
I could, yeah, like Kristie, but I kind of like the contraption.
Yeah, but with off the wall, you don't have to worry about the ball.
True, that's true.
True.
Did you do 10
Yeah,
rounds when it came out?
I did. I didn't really like it that much. I got tired, the boxing just kind of bored me after a while, so.
I did a couple of those this week just for some extra.
Yeah, I think it would be cool
relief.
to mix into something, but if you're just doing it every single day, it was just too monotonous for me, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, 5, 6, 3, 4. All right. Hey, well, anyway.
I was just gonna say today's my last day of the show.